In this video, I'm going to demo on using cascaded style sheets, or in short CSS, in order to create attractive web pages. Cascaded style sheets, also referred to as CSS, is a simple design language which is intended to simplify the process of making web pages presentable. What are the advantages of using CSS? CSS is going to save a lot of time because once we write a CSS, it can be used in multiple HTML pages. It helps load pages faster because CSS is considered to be very lightweight. CSS supports multiple devices and it also features offline browsing. In this video, I'm going to demo you about how do you use cascaded style sheets, or in short CSS, in order to create attractive web pages. For this demo, I'm going to stick to the Sublime Text 3 that we downloaded in one of the earlier videos. I will change the plain text into a HTML format. Though there are different ways of attaching a CSS to your HTML, we will use a style of attaching the CSS called embedded style sheet. First, let us consider the syntax of using the CSS. So let me start by creating a sample HTML page. I will call this HTML page as, let's say, CSS demo. In order to attach CSS to your web page, we use a tag in the head part mostly, which is called as style. So by default, the type of the style is going to be CSS. First, let's discuss about the syntax of using CSS. The syntax of CSS is pretty straightforward. We have a selector followed by the open curly brace, and then we have something called as a declaration. The declaration consists of a key and a value. There could be multiple declarations that are attached to a particular selector. So we can have another key and a value pair within that CSS selector. What is this selector? The selector is a syntax which is used to select one of the elements or a group of elements in the HTML page. For a demo, let us consider adding a simple paragraph tag to our web page. So let's say I add a paragraph called, let's put the text as, this is a paragraph. Let me save this page as CSS demo.html. So I want to style, or I want to change the default display of this paragraph tag. So in order to identify the paragraph tag, I would use a selector called as element selector, followed by the curly brackets. And in here, within the curly brackets, I can specify multiple declarations. So let's say I want to change the color to red. And let's say we can also align the text to center. So let me save that page and open it up on the browser. This is my new HTML page, which consists of a paragraph which is colored in red, and if you can see, the text is now aligned to center. Now, let us take a look at the various types of selectors that are available in CSS. The one that we have used here is called as an element selector. The next example that we are going to look at is called as an ID selector. So let me associate a ID to this paragraph element. Let me call it as my para. In order to identify the paragraph which has an ID as my para, the syntax is hash followed by the ID of the element. So let me save the page and go back to my browser. As you can see, let me refresh this. And as you can see, there is no change in the output. The paragraph is still colored red and the text is still aligned to the center. That is because we did not change the declaration on the element, even though we have used a different type of selector. Let's talk about the third type of selector that is available in CSS and the most frequently used type of selector. The third type of selector is called as a class selector. So let us assume that we create a class called dot center. Now as you can see, the syntax for creating the class is a dot followed by the name of the class. This syntax is the most frequently used selection of an element because most of the CSS libraries, for example Bootstrap, come with several built-in classes. All that we have to do in using the Bootstrap CSS library is to use these classes effectively. So let's say I will use the same declarations that I did above by setting the color to red and the text align to center. The advantage of using a class selector is that it can be applied on multiple elements. So let's say I create another paragraph. This is a second paragraph. And let me apply this to, this is the third paragraph. In order to apply this CSS selector or the class on the elements, we would be using the name of the class in an attribute on the HTML element, which is called as class. The value that is given to this class is the name of the class that is used when declaring the CSS. So here we will associate a class called as center to this HTML tag called paragraph. I would leave the third paragraph without a ID or a class just to make sure that our class is working perfectly fine, and it would be easy for us to compare between a default implementation of a paragraph and a modified declaration of the same paragraph. Let's go back to our browser and refresh it to see the change. Now here I'm on the on my browser. Let me refresh the page. Now if you can see, the first two paragraphs are in red and are aligned to the center, but the third paragraph, which is without a style, is displayed in its normal way or in its default style. Before I close this video, I want to talk about one of the most frequently used properties or keys in the declarations, which is called as border style. In order to understand border style, let's say we add a new attribute or we add a new key to our center class, which is called as border style. This property takes various values. So let's start by looking at the very simple border style, which is called as dotted. Now let me go back to my browser and refresh the page, and now as you can see, there is a dotted border that has been added to my paragraph here. Similarly, we can modify the value of the border style to, let's say, a value called, dashed. Let me save the page and go back to my browser, refresh that. Now you can see that we have a dashed border. The other values that the border style takes up are, let's say we use something called as a inset. Now this gives you a three-dimensional way of a border. Now if you can see, this looks something like a box. Similar to inset, there is one more border style that is available, which is called as an outset. Now let me go back to my browser, and on refreshing the page, you can see that the dark gray color is now shifted to the bottom of the border. Now similarly, we have one last style for the border, which is called as double. So let me save the page and go back to my browser. On refresh, you can see that there is a double line that has been added as a border to the second paragraph. Thanks for watching this video. In the next video, we will be discussing an introduction to JavaScript.